So back in April, I posted my most popular video yet, where I detailed how I had uncovered and responded to someone who had used my MIT licensed Apple Notes Explorer code without proper attribution or copyright notice. That video went on to become mini viral, and as such, it became the most popular video by views and likes on my channel to date. And although the substance was good and the video was good, the overarching complaint is that the audio was really bad. And that arose from three things, two of which I can fix with money. The first being a skill issue, then a gear issue, and then number three is something that I can't fix. Let's start with number one, the skill issue. So I use these Rode wireless ME microphones historically, and the way that these are supposed to work is these are meant to go on your lapel, on your person, very close to your mouth. I was trying to get clever and hide it off of the camera, a lot lower than the frame, and all that does is it increases the background noise when it's not mounted to you. It was also picking up vibrations from the desk because it was mounted to the desk rather than to my person. So that's issue number one. Issue number two, that's the real skill issue, is I wasn't mastering my audio rate for YouTube. So everything was sounding fine in my editor, but when you go to upload to YouTube, if your peaks are hitting 0 decibels, which they should never really be hitting 0 decibels, when that gets re-encoded by YouTube processing your video for the YouTube platform, it can really mess up your audio if your audio is peaking too high. And that's exactly what was happening. These microphones are pretty decent, but the fact that I had mounted it far away, not as intended, and I was running it through the compressor and the limiter and Final Cut, but still letting my peaks get too high, that just created a really, really bad effect. And now moving on to the gear issue, which it really isn't an issue. These are pretty good. But I've since moved to the DJI Mic, and I'm now filming on a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's less of a gear issue and more of an issue to go buy new stuff that I had always wanted. Because I know you can't overcome improper use and user error through better gear alone. The camera and the microphone hardware are not what's going to make or break a video. But the main reason behind the Osmo Pocket 3 is I'll now be able to consolidate 4 devices down into just 2 devices. So historically I've been filming on a Sony ZV-1 point-and-shoot camera, on a DJI RS3 mini gimbal, with the Rode wireless ME camera mounted up top, and the transmitter of course on my person. By moving to the Osmo Pocket 3, I'm basically able to consolidate the entire camera setup into one device, and that's one device that I can charge while I'm using it, while I'm filming, that I can't do with the ZV-1 because its charging port is occupied by the control cable for the RS3 mini. I could do a battery eliminator where you do a dummy battery and then plug that into a power bank, but then now I'm hanging yet another thing to charge and recharge off of the side of the gimbal, and it's just not going to work as well, and it's going to make it super heavy. And this Osmo Pocket 3, you know, this is something that I can carry with me. I can tuck it inside of a jacket pocket. I could not do the same for my old setup. So the real benefit here is I'll be able to take a camera into places that I historically have not been able to take a camera into. And that's going to allow me to film more footage. I'm going to be able to make more B-roll. I'm going to be able to shoot things on the whim that I wasn't able to shoot before. And the other thing is, now that the camera is directly linked to the gimbal, with the DJI app, I can have it do smart object tracking. So it's basically going to be like having my own cameraman out of the camera. Whereas for like the videos where I'm working on my car, those have always been limited to static perspectives unless I'm carrying around the camera doing a face shot. So now I'm going to be able to have the gimbal follow me around the room while I do things to my car, while I do things to my motorcycle, that I haven't been able to do that in the past. I'm really excited to get to use that feature in future videos coming up here. The size of the camera plus the accessories means that I'll be able to travel with it as well. This is smaller than my toiletry bag. This is something that I can make space for. That big setup that I was using before, I would not be able to do that. And then let's get to the gear part that actually matters for recording. So because these are meant to work with each other, I can already tell that the metering on camera is a lot better than the Rode wireless ME mic with the Sony ZV-1 camera. But aside from the automatic metering being better between the DJI Cam and the DJI Mic, the real benefit here is that you're actually able to go into the settings of the DJI Osmo, and you're able to enable the internal recording with the 32-bit float recording of the DJI Mic. So this means that there will basically never be peaking when I use that audio file. I'll just have to link them up manually in post. So in short, what this camera and this microphone is doing for me is it's creating a much more of a run and gun, set up and go type of experience, which is exactly what I want. I'm not a videographer by trade, I do this as a hobby. The more that my stuff can just get out of the way and get me good results without having to tweak it too much, that's really what I'm looking for. So I know what to fix on the editing side, and now I have a really kick-ass camera and microphone setup that's really going to help me going forward. Issue number 3 is my voice. So back in 2016, I was in high school junior year. I was diagnosed with cancer, NKT cell lymphoma. NKT cell lymphoma presents itself as a tumor in your lymph nodes and in places like your soft palate, your nasal cavity, your nose, and your face. Fortunately, I caught it early enough where I was able to overcome it. It'll be 10 years in remission coming February 2027, so I'm really thankful to still be alive. However, I am missing my soft palate. I have had a reconstruction. At an anatomy level, I am missing the muscle that's responsible for closing off your nasal cavity when you're making certain sounds. And as a result, my voice has been really nasally. I have no control over how much air is coming out of my nose. I'm not able to block it off. I can do my best with my tongue, and I speak a lot better now than I did even 5-7 years ago. But there is no more surgery I can do. There is no speech therapist that I can see. It's really an issue of anatomy and missing the soft palate. It's a mechanical issue. I cannot overcome it with more speech therapy or like a different technique. I've tried more surgeries. I've tried the op trainers. I don't want to do any more surgeries. Those have failed. I'm done. I'm just gonna let it ride. This is how I sound. I've accepted it, and although I know I've accepted it, it does make it difficult to understand me if you're not used to hearing my voice. So I'm gonna do my best with closed captioning, having that subtitle track on YouTube, or maybe I'll bake in subtitles like I did for my Apple Notes Explorer devlog video. Let me know what you think of that, whether you prefer a subtitle track that you can enable or disable, or subtitles that are actually baked into the video. But here we are, new settings, new gear, same voice. I'll leave a like and get subscribed for more car, tech, and motorcycle content. I actually bought a new motorcycle about a week ago. Excited to show that on the channel. So thanks again for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.